Hello, this is A23D, and this is a quick installation video on how to install your SpiritBro electronics adapter in your Spirit pack. This is our adapter board that allows you to use a Hasbro 84 or Spengler one with the stock Spirit electronics or Frankengeek electronics. This guide will just quickly show what you need to do to accomplish, and the device shown will be our SpiritBro version 2 board. You may get a different version of the board, but the installation procedures will be very similar. Step one is removing the back of your Spirit pack. This can be done by taking the back padding off of the board. If you have the stock board, if you have an aftermarket board, it might be different. You would unscrew it from all the different points, take the board off. Once you've got the pack open, you will unscrew the factory hose for the factory wand and the screw for the factory wiring. There will be some hot glue you have to scrape off. This is the factory electronics. You will remove the 4-pin connector for the factory wand. Now you should be able to detach and remove the factory wand. Your next step will be to take your new wand hose assembly that comes with the kit, and you will want to feed the JST connector into the old position. Bring this cable in so that it can reach the electronics area. Go ahead now and you can route the hose loom in here, and you may have to squeeze this and kind of work it through this hole. You can also enlarge this hole if you need. And once you get this in here, you can bring it up to this peg and punch a hole in the corrugated tubing and attach with a screw if you desire. I am not going to show this in this installation video, as people do things differently. Some people actually attach their own connectors here. Next step is you will need to take the factory battery pack and cut the wiring in half. You'll want to make sure this battery pack is off. It's a good idea to remove the batteries just to be sure. Snip the wire somewhere down the middle, and then you'll take the other wire end that goes into the electronics. You want to carefully strip these wires so that you have two exposed wires, and you can either leave them bare or attach some solder to them if you feel comfortable doing that. Next, you will take your SpiritBro adapter board, which should be already on its sled or its little carrier, and you want to find the Spirit Out power connector, which is this one here, and it will be labeled either SP out or 5V out, as in 5 volts out. The connection on the left, looking at it from the face, is the positive. The connection on the right is negative. So what you'll do is you'll take these connections, or these wires, and you will slip them into the jaws. And what you want to do is take a small screwdriver and open the jaws all the way up on both sides until they are fully exposed. Be very careful moving the wire around in your Spirit pack, as they are brittle and they can break off of the stock electronics. I will now screw this in and we'll come right back to this. Here you can see the attached wires. You will want to make extra sure that, again, the positive is on the left and the negative, which is the wire with the black stripe, is on the right. You also want to make sure that the connections are tight and that there aren't any stray strands of wire sticking out. So make sure that nothing is shorting out. You do not want to destroy your factory electronics or this board. You can verify by giving things a little tug that they are indeed locked in. Again, don't tug too hard on things because they can and will break off. The next step you want to do is remove the factory screws from the top circuit board in the Spirit Pack. The factory screws are Phillips screws, so just use a small Phillips jeweler's screwdriver. In my case, I have the included aftermarket screws that I will be removing. Your kit will come with the same screws. Once you have removed the factory screws, you should be able to take the screws that come with your kit, which are just thicker replacement screws. Well, they're longer, not thicker. These may have different heads. Some of these may come with hex heads, some may come with a star drive, others may come with Phillips. You'll have to have an assortment of screwdrivers to be able to install this, just in case. I kind of supply with whatever I can get my hands on at the best rate at the time. So now what we'll do is we'll take the board and its carrier and roughly put it into position and install the screws into it. And what you want to do now is thread these screws through here a little bit and then thread them through here and install this board on top of the other one into the pegs. And we'll show you that next. This is what the installation of the board looks like. You're almost done, just a few more connections. Using the included 4-pin to 4-pin adapter cable, you will go ahead and attach that one side to the factory board, and then the other side to our SpiritBro adapter. This can be tricky to do, and you can actually plug this in before installing the board, should you desire. Now that we have these things connected up, let's go ahead and connect up our USB power cable, which we're going to attach to our USB power bank. And in your packet, you will get a USB to JST adapter. So taking the JST end here, which is keyed, you'll plug it into the topmost connector, which is labeled either 5-volt in. And you'll go ahead and just gently plug that in. And once that's plugged in, you should be able to test this. Go up to your USB power bank, turn it on. And what you should see is the status light on the board blinking. And it should be a nice slow blink, meaning that it's got power on and it's waiting to detect the wand and power up everything. So now let's go ahead and turn that back off. And we'll go ahead and hook up the last connection, which is our wand connection. So we will take our wand connection and we will attach it to the connection labeled wand, which is this bottom one. And it's that simple. Finally, we will install the wand power adapter into our 84 wand, which is just as simple as taking the sled, inserting it all the way into the wand, and screwing the end cap connector in to the wand. That's now secure and should be able to work. Make sure our wand is in the off position, and we can do a full test by simply turning on our power bank. You now see our status light come up, and let's go ahead and power up our wand. And we'll hear the Spirit Pack should turn on, and the status light will go to a faster flash. And when you power the wand down, it will now go ahead and power down as well and go back into that slower flash. And that's how you install everything. Thanks for watching.